why as humans we like to go for the highest quality mate. Now, we like to go for the highest quality mate because it's a natural instinct in us. You know, we want to produce the best children. So for women, they like men who are really dominant, got that raw masculinity, you know, they're rough, they've got swagger, you know, they got high status. Those things attract women. For men, we like women who are really, really pretty. Nothing draws a man to a woman more than her beauty. No one, listen, we all like to say, yeah, we need a woman who's a good job, a lawyer, good heart, you know, nice person, can, you know, wrap up some good meals. Listen, that's all rubbish. Look, when it comes to women, looks trump everything. I know it sounds shallow, but at the end of the day, right, a man would never chase after a woman who is a lawyer as hard as he would chase after a woman who he perceives to be like one of the nicest women he's ever seen. You will never get that lust, that attraction. Never. Listen, we are drawn to beautiful women because it's in our nature to want to get with a beautiful woman. Because when we see that woman, it's almost like we want to make copies of her, right? It's almost like I love science, so I could say we want to clone her, right? Sometimes I walk down the road and I see some women and they just look terrible. You know, they're big and they're overweight. But when I see that child, I look at that child, especially if it's a girl as well. If I look at that girl child, that little girl child, I think to myself, wow, like you are horrible. I don't say this obviously, but I think the woman's horrible. But damn, if that's what you can reproduce, man, I want to get with you. I want to reproduce that. It's the same when a woman sees a man. When a woman sees a high status, high quality man, got swagger, you know, can talk the talk, walk the walk, you know, he's rough, he's masculine. When she looks at him and she wants to hook up with him, she is basically saying, I want to reproduce you. I want to make copies of you. Because there's some primal instinct there that tells her that if he's got strong genes, then he probably will be able to pass on those strong genes to the children. If a woman picks a man who's all scrawny and nerdy and he's all skinny and he doesn't look after himself, what hope does the children have? You're better off picking a man who is strong so you can pass on those strong genes. Now, it doesn't always work out. Sometimes the children don't come out as strong as the fathers, but you stand a better chance. You know, so if a woman sees a man who's weak, you know, mentally, physically weak, you know, he doesn't have no dress, she's not going to want, that is not desirable to her because she doesn't want to reproduce that. Sometimes, right, sometimes I come home for the gym, right, you know, I'm in the kitchen, take off my top and stuff, and sometimes my mum's looking at me, not like that, but looking at me in admiration. My mum looks at me and thinks to herself, yes, you know, I produced a strong and healthy young man. No woman wants to produce crap. Women want to reproduce strong and healthy men. You know, even like, no disrespect to him, my young brother, he's a nice boy, but he's feminine, he's soft. So women don't want to reproduce that. My mum said to me, she only feels safe when she's in the house with myself and my stepfather. She's not including him in that. And it's not because he's small and scrawny, but he is not masculine. Women want to reproduce masculine men. And to my mother, I am a masculine man. So therefore she feels safe around me. She looks at me, and do you know what she even said once as well? She said, I sent her some videos, because when I was first starting at this YouTube channel, I was making obviously videos on my phone as I am now. But I used to send the videos to her before I got my laptop as a backup. And I sent a few videos to her, and then I can't remember, we sent some texts, and anyway she laughed and said, oh, you cracked me up. And I said, what video? The weed one, or I think one about the children going to private school or something. And she just said, you know what, I'm glad of what I produced. Like, I'm glad I produced you. She's glad of what she produced. Because you, as a child, whether you're a male watching this or female, you are a production of your parents. So your parents want to have the strongest children, like they want to have the strongest genes. That's why women desire the strongest men. That's why men desire the most beautiful women, because the beauty is what symbolizes that they've got good health and good genes. Think about it. If you see some girl walking down the street and she's got all patchy skin and all these rashes all over her skin, that is not desirable. You're not going to want to reproduce that. But if you see a woman that's really beautiful, you look at her and you think to yourself, I want to reproduce that. When I look for a woman, I look for a woman who is beautiful. I look for a woman who is smart, intelligent. You know, watch my video about bad chick. I want to reproduce that. So therefore, I look for that. I'm not going to, if I want to reproduce a beautiful, intelligent, smart woman with a backbone, I'm not going to look for a woman who's fat, overweight, doesn't go to the gym, has low self-esteem. How in the world am I going to get that from a fat person who has low self-esteem, doesn't go to the gym, and who is uneducated? How am I going to reproduce a girl who is intelligent, good looking, you know, got backbone, got drive and ambition, if her mum is fat, overweight, low self-esteem, and doesn't go to the gym? How? It doesn't make any sense. So people will look for what they want to reproduce. Sometimes, you know, it works the other way. Sometimes people can be overweight and stuff and reproduce good looking children and stuff, but I'm not taking those chances. So that's the whole point of the video. We look for what we want to reproduce. We want to make copies of that person that we get with. That's why we get with them. So my mum, at least, you know, at least I can say I made my mum proud. You know, my mum looks at me, you know, I'm not flipping Arnold Schwarzenegger out here or anything like that, but my mum looks at me like, yes, strong young man, good reproduction here. There's nothing worse than your parents looking at you and thinking, I wish I didn't produce that, whether or not it's a physical thing or how you are as a person. So if you like the video, subscribe. If you don't like the video, change your station.